Hello, everyone's. I am here for 911 on Fox, Season 3, Episode 8. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. You guys, this was a very emotionally, it was a sad episode seeing Hen go through everything that she went through on this episode. But we're going to get to that at the end of this episode, or end of the review. Now, we start off. We got this man. He's taking his kids to, like, some ice skating performance of, like, it was Hansel and Gretel on ice. And they are bored out of their mind. They on their phone. They playing all the games on their phone. They just bored. Well, the two lead skaters, before the performance starts, are already arguing. The daddy's trying to convince, I guess, the mom that this is a family show. What could go wrong? Well, what went wrong is one of the sequins off of the outfits fell, and one of the skaters rolled over the piece of sequins, causing him to stop immediately. He messes around and runs over somebody's fingers get cut off. One of the lead skaters ends up getting his partner's skate like lodged into his chest. Like, all this happened because a small piece of sequins. Yeah, little video piece. I can't find anything right now, but like little like that piece of sequins caused all of this damage. It was like, oh my goodness. So the crew get there. And, like, they find all the fingers. They get the girl out of her shoe. And the boy, like, the two lead skaters, the male skaters, like, the reason why I broke up with you, because I wanted you to do Disney on Ice. Disney on Ice has always been your dream. And I was breaking up with you so you would quit this and so you can be with Disney on Ice. And she was like, this is my dream right here because I love you. And it's like, oh, yeah, woo. And this is when we find out that Bobby was not only a hockey player, he was a figure skater as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was scared to go ice skating because I was scared that my fingers would get cut off too. Because in my, like, 7, 8-year-old mind, that we were skating on essentially a knife. Now, I was 7 or 8 years old, so don't hold that against me because I was a child. But, the blade isn't sharp, but I guess if you wanted a fast speed, anything could happen. But, I used to love going, it was called Swanders. Like, it was like a 13 to 18, like, little club, I guess you can say. And, like, they had, like, a little dance area. Then you had an area where you can go ice skating. And I was like, child, I like ice skating because I used to like rollerblading. So I would go over there and ice skate. But, we find out that, Bobby was a figure skater. Like, who knew? So later on, they did kind of like tease Bobby about that. They found, I don't know where they found it at, but they found a picture of Bobby, in his figure skating costume and brought a cardboard cutout of it to work. I was like, child. But I loved it. So, Athena, she is on suspension for all that she did to get OG Bobby Johnson last week. So she's been decorating. She went through her closet and went through all the clothes. And now she cooking for the firehouse. Like, she cooking. Like, she done slow cooked a brisket for 14 hours. She done made a whole spread. Hen is like, I am happy over here now. If y'all, while I'm over there getting seconds, y'all might want to watch out because you will get stabbed with this fork. Okay? Okay. What was it? Butt was finna go for some salt and put some salt on the food. And Athena was looking like, boo-boo, you do not need no salt on my food. I cooked this and seasoned this thoroughly, boo-boo. Don't do it. I was like, you better tell them. So, we got this man in this self-driving car. Now, nothing about a self-driving car has never appealed to me. Because you having a robot essentially drive you. So he in the car just, playing. He on the phone with his wife, just joking with her, like, yeah, I can take me a nap, I can play cards, I can eat, I can do anything. But it looked like he bumped his arm, and then he was like, ow, that's kind of painful. And it's like, he started to have a heart attack, and I was like, was that the bump, or was it like, it was like you kind of spasm, and that's what was happening. But anyway, he had a heart attack, and he's trying to, like, put in the GPS where he needs to go, because He's having a heart attack. He can't drive while having a heart attack. So I guess he put the emergency room into the GPS where he needed to go. Well, the car took him there, but the car took him inside of the emergency room, not the parking lot, because they say this is where you need to go. This is where we're taking. This is the address. He didn't rammed inside of the emergency room. So 119, they get there and they're helping him get off the ground into the stretcher, and the doctors just whisk him out. It's like, we don't even know why we're here. Well, there's a doctor that has been pinned behind the desk, and it looks like she may have some internal bleeding. She may have broken a few things because the car hit the desk and the desk hit the wall, and she was hid between desk and wall. But they was able to get her out and help her out and all these things. I was like, yeah, that's good. So, Eddie, he has been going hard with this Fight Club situation. And I was like, that doesn't seem like it would be safe for anybody because they are not trained fighters. So, you could hit somebody wrong and could seriously hurt them, or you could get hurt seriously from somebody. Well, he's making good money. He was able to buy a new truck because the car he had was stalling out. Him and Christopher, they was about to burn up in the truck. So he got him a new truck. So he making good money. It's just that, this was supposed to be a healthy outlet and then it's turned into something else. He ends up it looked like he kicked dude in the face, and the dude fell out there. But it's like, yeah, but he looked over and dude can't breathe. Dude can't breathe because his nose is broke, and a piece of the bridge of his nose shot into, I guess, his brain cavity and kind of went to the back of his throat too. So now he's choking and he's like, we need to call an ambulance. It's like, you do realize this is an illegal fight club. We can't have ambulances here. We can't do that. So he called anyway because he can't let dude die. So he kind of propped the dude up and, got him to be okay. So when 119 get there, they're like, okay, what's good? Rhonda's upset because he was supposed to be using this for a healthy outlet and it's turning into something else. This dude was drunk punched so much that he wasn't protecting his face anymore, and and a piece of this dude's nose went down his throat and another piece went into his brain cavity. This dude could have seriously died. So Eddie, he finally goes to talk to Bobby because Rhonda, I don't know what her name is on the show, but she's played by Rhonda Risley. She went to talk to Bobby about what's going on. He's like, we supposed to be friends. She's like, okay, what's the name of my cat? I know about your son. I know about your dead wife. I know about all these things, but you don't even know my cat's name. Well, I ain't got no cat. This is a one-sided friendship. And she just basically told him to do and kept on walking. Well, we find out why he's been in the Fight Club. He's feeling guilty because he kept Christopher's mother away from her for so long. And, excuse me. Shoot. Sorry about that. And when he finally did let her come back in, she dies. And it's he's hurting for Christopher and hurting for himself. And he didn't go and talk to anybody about this. He should have went to therapy, but he didn't. He decided to join Fight Club. Now, y'all, this Raggedy Boss, I guess it's supposed to be a Amazon type of store. He done told the people at the work that since y'all being so slow, ain't no bathroom breaks. So y'all gonna just have to work through it. So one dude was I really have to go. I was like, there should be some type of, violation, not letting people go to the restroom or having a lunch break. That just seems like all kind of lawsuits waiting to happen. Well, one dude decides he just gonna program the machine and go to the restroom. Well, he programmed the machine, and I don't know what happened, but the machine, it kind of went haywire, and it kind of knocked down the boxes, and all the shelves fell, and it fell on him, and he was messed up for real, and he was like, I had to go to the bathroom. I, programmed the machine, and it may have messed up. And it was well, the boss told us I couldn't go to the restroom, so Bobby's gonna be all up on it. Oh, so you're not letting people go in the restroom? So you want a lawsuit over it. This is what you want. And once they was able to get him from under the shelf, he started bleeding. Well, the shelf was being a tourniquet for his leg, and once they stopped once they got him out from under all the heavy shelves and boxes, he started bleeding. They was able to get that under control. They was able to do CPR. Okay, he's stable. Let's get him on to the hospital. Well, on the way to the hospital, they Hen ends up crashing into a celloist. She's like the youngest one, and I guess in LA to go to the Philharmonics, and she had just got off the phone with her mama. Now, this whole entire episode, Hen is trying to be strong for her wife. You know, the 6 embryos that they had were not viable, so you know, her wife has been depressed, but she's like, you know, me and Denny, we are still here. You know, like, she said basically, like, when are you going to get over this? Because we still need you. And they've been having this conversation this whole episode. Well, she turned her lights on because dudes started to crash in the background. But the young celloist, she didn't hear the siren as she was going through the light, and Hen was coming the other way, and Hen ended up hitting her. Well, they get out, they call the other crew, they're trying to get her out of the car, they're trying to do everything, and at this point, Hen just breaks fully down. Bobby, he done already called Athena, like, Hen's gonna need somebody right now, because she gets to hyperventilating, she gets to crying, she's freaking out, all these things. But Athena is, you know, there for her, like, just calm down. You know, the police are gonna be here, there's gonna be an investigation, and I'm going to need you to tell the truth. Not what you think happened, not what you felt happened, the absolute truth. Okay? This is what I'm gonna need you to do. But Evelyn doesn't make it, and it's like, it was so sad seeing Hen cry like that. And then we had the cello music in the background that wasn't helping anybody. Like, she cried on this episode. It was like she went to the Angela Bassett, you know, one-on-one acting school, and she got this cry out, and it was like, oh my goodness, I felt so bad for him, because it's like, she's going to feel responsible for this. Even though she did everything, she slowed down, she turned her sirens on. It was just something that happened, and she's going to tear herself up about this. I was like, I was not ready for that. Hen was doggone crying hysterically. We had the cello in the background. It was a lot. So, y'all, that was the gist. I'm just... Okay, come on now. That was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, for $99. Make sure your notifications are on, so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and become one of my peoples. If you're returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, well, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples. Now, this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.